Hey guys, Merry Christmas, and I hope you've been enjoying your holidays, not getting too stressed out. I wanted to make a video at the end of this year showing all the games that I beat in 2025. I actually got this idea from my buddy Tyler, and I saw him do a video like, I think the end of last year. I said, hey, that's a great idea. So what I did was write down every game that I beat so I can just show them to you guys today and just talk about them a little bit. But I've already done videos on a lot of these, so I think what I'm going to do mostly is just kind of show you the, case artwork and stuff. Because I just got a new camera here where I can see into the monitor and kind of, show things a little easier, whereas before I'd just kind of be poking around where I thought things would be in the frame and all that stuff. So, yeah, here's Onimusha 2. This one I actually enjoyed probably not as much as the original one. But it is interesting. It's got a kind of a companion mechanic in this one, but it's still got the tank controls that you had in like Resident Evil games and all that. And I think it took me about 25 hours, something like that, to beat. And I actually started playing Onimusha 3 after this, but I only put probably like 4 hours onto that one before I got sidetracked. And my buddy he started talking about Fallout. I think he was playing some Fallout game at the time. So I said, "Hey man, I want to get back some nostalgia with Fallout 3." And I used to play the hell out of this game back when it was new, but I haven't played it since then really. And I pulled this off my shelf and just went through it again. And I didn't 100% it or anything like that. I just kind of went through the main storyline and just had a blast playing it again. This is the Game of the Year edition. It had like 4 expansions on it. And you get them all on disc there, I think. Or actually I forget if you have to download them or not, but yeah, they're all there. You don't need like a special code or something. So that was a lot of fun going through this again. And after that, I played this one, Visions of Mana, for the PS5. Now, this game is kind of similar to the old one on the SNES, and that's kind of why I enjoyed it so much. I think maybe if I didn't have the nostalgia for the original one, I might not have enjoyed this one so much. But this is a nice little package too. You got a little reversible cover here, see? And I think this one probably took me like 60 hours to beat. So it's kind of your standard JRPG. I can't really say it's like stands out in any particular way in terms of like story or anything. It's got a decent story, but it's not like epic or it's not a game that I'm probably going to remember in 10 years, to be honest. But what I do really like about it is just all the colors they used in the game. They have just like some kind of graphics on there. I don't know if they're cell shaded, but they just look really, really good on a HD TV that they have these days with the HDR colors and stuff. It just looks awesome. So I don't know if I'd really recommend it to everyone, but if you're a big JRPG fan, I'd definitely say give it a try. After that, I kind of really I got into the Zelda games again. Oh my god, I put so many hours on Zelda games this year. So first I started out with this one, Twilight Princess. And this was actually the first Zelda game I've played in a long, long time. Actually since, what is it? A Link to the Past on SNES. So I really didn't know what to expect going to this one, but I had a blast with it. And this one comes with a nice little manual. Oops, something just fell out. Nice color manual. I got this game years ago. I don't know, like 12 years ago, probably at a Goodwill for $3, and I just hadn't gotten around to play it until now. But that one I actually really recommend to pretty much anyone. These Zelda games are very interesting. They're got decent action in them, but the really cool thing is just all the puzzle dungeons you have to go through. And, the graphics are pretty good for the Wii on the most part, and It's got good music and everything. So I like that one so much, I just went straight into Skyward Sword after that. This one comes with kind of like a cool gold cover there, see that? And you get a nice little package here with a soundtrack and the game. And you get a manual. And this just like little paperwork here. Let's see if this one's got a color manual. Oh yeah, this one's got a nice color manual there too. Not bad. And this game's cheap still. Both of these games you can get for like 15 bucks off eBay pretty easily, I think, still. But this one actually has a HD remaster on the Switch. And this one actually has a HD remaster on the Wii U. I don't think it's on the Switch yet, but yeah, both these games you can play like HD versions of, so you don't have to deal with all the waggle controls. But the Wii U version of this one, I think it's like $100. You're gonna have to pay that premium for not having to deal with the waggle controls. After that, I don't think I did a video on this one, but I played the HD version of Wind Waker on the Wii U. And this one I kind of liked because I didn't have to use the motion controls. But they did a really good job of remastering all the graphics on this stuff. You know, this is from the GameCube originally. And, you know, they got really nice, updated, high-resolution graphics. And I think this one took me probably about 50 or 60 hours to beat, too. It's a huge game. And you're on kind of the ocean in this one. It's a lot different than the other Zelda games. That's kind of why I like Zelda. It's like each game's different, even though it's, you know, you're playing as Link and everything. So this one I might recommend for like younger audiences, though. If you're wanting to play a Zelda game, I think like this one is probably a good one to start with if you're, you know, around like 10 years old, 12 years old, something like that. And I think the ones on the Wii, like these two, these ones probably would be better for like teenagers to play. But, you know, I enjoy playing them, and I'm old, so they're really games for anyone of all ages, really. And keeping in the retro game style, I played Metroid Prime after that one. And this one actually, I think I started playing these because I saw, what was it? I think I saw like the original preview for the Metroid Prime 4 game that actually just came out and has been getting kind of mixed reviews as far as I can tell. But this one, the original on the GameCube, I think still holds up. And I actually bought like an aftermarket GameCube controller so I can play this on my Wii, you know, with you know, a little better feeling control and everything. And yeah, I had a blast with this one. This isn't a super long game. It's like 20 hours, I think I put on it. And I didn't 100% it. You know, if you really are crazy, you can do like New Game Pluses and go through the entire game again and make sure you scan like every little thing in the game. And I don't know if you actually unlock anything else from doing that, but you get, you know, like 100% on the menu screen. It says you've done everything. But I didn't really feel any need to do that. I just had fun going through it once. And I actually started Metroid Prime 2 after this one, but I think I only played that one for like 2 hours, and then I got sidetracked to another game, of course. I think it might have been this one, Rogue Flight. This one is a really fun kind of retro-style shooter, and this one actually comes with a nice manual in it. I don't really hear too many people talk about this one. I think it kind of flew under the radar for most people. But it's kind of like Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, or the old Nintendo Star Fox. The same kind of feeling, where it's like a third-person spaceship type of shooting thing. And I might say that I didn't actually technically beat this one because it's got like multiple endings on it. And I didn't go through like the game 5 times or whatever to get all the multiple endings. I just kind of, you know, went through it once or twice. But yeah, it was pretty fun. And you can play, you know, like a whole playthrough in just like a few hours, I think. Oh, this one even comes with a little reversible cover too. Let's check that out. Yeah, here's the normal cover here. And then there's the reversible cover. I always love when games put artwork on the inside of the case art. Very cool. Now, the last few games I played actually pulled out for Halloween. This is another game I've had for years and years and years. Never tried it until this year. That is Echo Knight. Now, this game is a From Software game, one of their earlier ones, and it's kind of like a 3D walking simulator type of horror game, I guess you can call it. But it's not like a super scary game. You know, back then they didn't really have the technology to even do jump scares on you that much. I mean, there are some jump scares, but it's not enough to like really make you jump. We'll see what this manual looks like. Okay, yeah. Is this one colored? Yeah, it's even a color manual. Look at that. Tells you how to play. You know, things were so much different before the internet. We don't even really need manuals these days because you just look everything up online anyway that you need help with. But I always liked just having something to look at that's paper in the games, you know. Even if it's just an art book, I like it. And after that one, I went to Echo Knight Beyond, which, you know, I did shorts on both these games, but I didn't really talk about them a whole lot. This game is also, you know, From Software, and this one is a lot more interesting, I think. It's when you're out in space. Well, actually, technically, you're on the moon, and you're an astronaut kind of going through like a deserted space station and dealing with evil ghosts and all that kind of stuff. And it's the same type of game, you know, you're just kind of walking around from a first-person view, trying to figure out where you go next and gather items, solve little puzzles. But it's not like they're not puzzles like in a Zelda game where you're having to move stuff around or anything like that. Most of the puzzles are just like trying to find an item to go find like a specific ghost to use it with, and you know, that kind of thing. But this is a game I'd actually really like to see remastered, because it has so much potential. Or maybe not even remastered, but redone. You know, just because the concept of them being on the moon and, you know, going through this dark, scary space station, or lunar station, I guess, it's just so fascinating a concept. I think that, you know, they could really do a lot with something like this today. So, if they did like a Echo Knight Beyond remake, that would be awesome, I think. But that was the last game I actually beat. Right now, I just started Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch. It's like the first Switch game that I've really put a lot of hours into. I'm really enjoying that one. I think I've already put at least like 70 hours on it. But these Xenoblade Chronicle games, they take like forever to 100%. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go through like the whole game and complete all the quests and gather all the items and, you know, max out all the blades and all that kind of stuff. So I've been really enjoying that one. And beyond that, I think that's it for this year, guys. I haven't really beat anything else or played any other games of note that maybe I haven't really told you guys about in videos already. So I guess I'll just wrap up the video here. Merry Christmas, everyone. And I will see you next year. Have a good one.